one of the primary uses. Have any of you guys tried THC O?
I've never heard of it.
Heard of it, yeah.
Okay, so it came out this year, and I was mailed a bottle to try, and I was going to try it, and then they banned it in Oklahoma, or will be doing so soon. THCO is Delta 8, but then they do one lab process to synthesize it to add an acetate molecule to the end, so that the absorption rate at the, I think it's at the, your body filters more, but it absorbs it more at the receptors in your brains. So it averages out to be about 3 times stronger than regular THC.
Ooh.
And it's a mild hallucinogen. So you get like lit and start seeing things. Now, the only downside is that some people get seizures after they take it.
Yeah, it sounds fun. THCO, right?
But I mean, it sounds pretty fun.
It sounds legal. It's one of those things that's so new they haven't made a law against it
Yep,
yet.
we're about to find out.
I'm kind of scared to try it. I've got a whole bottle here at house, like 1,000 milligrams. I'm like,
Take it now.
No, I'm gonna have a seizure. I'm gonna die.
What a horrible thing to go into a weed experience with. Oh, I could have a seizure.
I want to do the whole podcast with me here like this with like white foam coming down.
and that's weird because isn't like one of the uses of regular weed like an anti-seizure device? So
Right.
it just reverses.
I think this one is so strong is the issue that people like. Some people get used to Delta 8 where they eat like 200 or 300 milligrams a day, and they'll do that with THCO and just get blasted.
That's a huge amount of Delta 8 to even take.
THC?
And now like
let me get this in. THCO is legal in 38 states. Those states include Missouri, North Carolina, and Georgia.
I'm having enough fun with just Delta 8. I'm going to leave the THCO on the counter for a while.
I'm going harder and harder core on my drugs until I find what's fun.
If Woody loves cocaine,
we need.
Woody just doesn't like downers, is what we figured out. He doesn't like the downer of weed. He doesn't like the downer of alcohol. If they legalize like cocaine and he does a road trip to Oregon,
have the best abs.
You're gonna be like we're gonna do the show, and every 15 minutes you're gonna go. Oh, another thing. Can I get this in? Like another thing that they started selling at the Delta 8 place I go to is called Delta 10. And like they keep making these other things that don't seem as good as just the regular Delta 8. They're like, yeah, Delta 8. But like, you know how they use like hemp to make Delta 8? They extract it from the hemp. Delta 10, totally synthetic. And it's like, that's not a selling point.
No.
Like, why would I opt for this? Like,
y'all remember Spice from the 90s and early 2000s?
Yeah, that shit was that was a panic attack in a puff. Just one puff of that, and you were.
I remember that from 2 years ago.
President of Panic Town. Yeah,
I know of it. I've never tried it or anything.
Smoking Spice in prison. I got stressed out in my good friend's basement. I can't imagine the fear I would have felt. I remember we were watching the season 1 of Archer because he was like, "This show's awesome." We were passing around this Spice. And like I was sitting there, like feeling like I was vibrating and like I was gonna vomit, and just being like, "How long is it gonna last?" But nobody else is freaking out. And then like we stopped doing it, and I'm like, "Did anybody?" They started passing it around again. I'm like, "Oh no!" And then my other buddy was like, "Yeah, honestly, no. I'd rather. I don't want to do this. This is worse than sobriety by a huge amount." It's like if every time you had a beer, you had to reconcile vomiting part of it up later. No one would drink beer.
Worse than sobriety as if sobriety was the worst that we had, like the worst state we had previously known.
Well,
like
for
this
some
is
people,
worse
that's
than
true.
being at the DMV.
Yeah.
Taylor, what's that Hank Hill quote? Like, why would you do drugs when you could just mow the lawn?
Why would you do drugs when you can just mow the lawn?
That's what you're right now.
Yeah, that they're getting a little ahead of themselves with these THC derivatives. I think like Delta 8, they hit a nice home run.
I'm keeping right up. I just ordered it.
No, THCO sounds interesting.
Oh my
God. It sounds like it's better than Delta 8.
I was all on board. I was like, this is going to be fun. And then I saw the thing about the health benefits and I was like, or problems. I was like, oh God, maybe I should just wait and see what happens to other people first.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I'll report back and see if this stuff is actually stronger.
You're going to do it first time on the next show?
Yeah, whenever it gets here, I'm going to start.
There's a guy in my universe who buys mushrooms through the mail. And I guess the way you buy a t-shirt and then the box has a false bottom in it. and that has mushrooms, and it's all packaged up really professionally.
Dude, I needed that guy to send me weed.
He's telling me how safe it is and how professional their organization is. But I have a friend who went to jail for 2 months getting drugs to the mail.
Well, my shit wasn't professional at all. Even back then, if you'd ask like, "Hey, how safe is this?" I'd be like, "What can I say? I want to get high."
Silk Road.
But yeah, these guys.
Yeah,
I think it's a T-shirt or a hoodie or something that like comes for free with your mushrooms, and I don't like it, and you have to buy it with Bitcoin now. So
very.
Will they take Dogecoin? Maybe
It's like once you've gone through like once you've received a T-shirt with a false bottom bought through Bitcoin, it's hard to plead ignorance.
And you know, it's not even like a new T-shirt. It's the T-shirt the mushroom man was wearing that afternoon.
And the communiques they have between you and him look like that initial conversation between Neo and Morpheus. It's just green letters on black. There's not even